Hi, this is Margaret from Margaret's Crafts, and I was asked to share how I made my homemade Smash album. This one that I made right here, that I'm going to be putting my cards in. And I wanted to share with you how I made it. The main directions that I got for making this came from Baby Tweetums. I'll try to add a link to hers. I just changed it up a little bit and made it a different size. The size that I made this one is going to be the size of the pages of your normal Smash book size. Okay? And this one I'm making today is going to be a graduation themed one. So the papers that I used are some graduation papers, plus some extra papers that just fit with the color scheme of the papers. And these papers are cut at 7 inches by, these are 7 by 10 inches. Like I said, I made mine a little different because I used a piece of Tyvek into my binding of it. And so I have a piece of Tyvek that is 4 and just slightly shorter than 10 inches. So 4 by 10, but cut a little hair of it off. My chipboard album, the spine will be 1 1/8 by 10 1/2, 7 3/8 by 10 1/2, and 7 5/8 by 10 1/2. And we're not going to work with this one right now. And we're also going to use a piece of Tyvek in this one, and I'll show you later on when I put this make the binding. I'm going to start by making the pages and making your binding. My binding is cut at 10 inches by 11 inches. And we're going to start off by scoring it. And we're going to start off by scoring it. And this is the exact way she did hers. And we're going to start to score it at 5 1/2 inches on the 11-inch side. Okay, flip it over. Now we're going to score it at 4 3/4 inches. And 6 1/4 inches. And this is going to give you your little wing look to it. Okay, we're going to take our spine, which is cut at 10 by 11, but it's not exactly cut by 10. I cut it just a hair shorter because I want it just a little bit shorter than my pages. And then I cut my Tyvek a little bit smaller than that. And now you adhere your Tyvek to your spine. And I like to use a heavy-duty tape to make for sure that it doesn't move. And I want to go around all edges. And then right where I scored it at, I want to put a piece down the center of the score line. The little boxes that it makes. And then on each side of that line. This is to make for sure that it doesn't budge and move anywhere for me. Okay, now let's apply our Tyvek. Okay, now just eyeball it in the middle. There we go. We're going to fold it so that the tie back goes to the inside for the first fold. Really fold it in half. Then you're going to fold your piece back at that other fold line. And with the tie back, you're going to really need to press it down really good and fold it back this way at your other score line. And this will make your little flying bird. And it's going to attach to the inside of your book like that. So we're going to open it back out this way, and we're going to start doing our binding. Going to punch this one, and to punch it first, we're going to put it in there. Make sure all the buttons are pushed in. You're going to have it up as far as you can and make for sure it goes all the way to the back. And punch down. Slide it all the way down. Lock in our holes. Make for sure this is pushed all the way to the back. Pull out peg, as you can see. Now that we got this extended, this is 10 inches. We're going to pull peg number 8. And push that all the way in. It's locked in here. And press. And now we have our holes. And this is how it's going to attach. But what I like to do is to make for sure that you don't see any of this. I take my ink pad and a piece of scrap paper, and I just go down from the top down here. So if you look down inside, you don't see the coloring of the tie-back. And I do that for both ends. Okay, now I set this aside while I'm punching out the other pages. And like I showed you before, push it all the way to the top. I've already started punching out some of the pages because I wanted to just show you a few of how we did it. This has to be pushed all the way in. No pegs are pulled out. Okay, we're going to put it in. Make for sure it's pushed all the way to the back of the wall going this way. And this is pushed all the way up. And pull your arms down. Now, slide this down all the way. There's a little lever here on the side. You're going to put your paper into the bottom. Push the lever down to fill in one of those holes. Get it to lock it in. See, now it won't come out. Make sure this is pushed into the top. This was 10 inches. And according to the diagram here, if it's 10 inches, you pull peg 8. So we're going to pull out peg 8. It's all the way in and push it down. Lift up the little side lever on the side right here, and there are your holes all punched out and even. Let's do a couple more. Push the peg 8 back in. Push this all the way to the top. Put your paper in. Make for sure it's pressed up against the back of the wall, and this is pressed all the way in. Pull the arm down. Pull this all the way down. This is 10 inches, so we're going to pull peg 8. Put this all the way to this back bar here. Push the lever on the side, the little black lever, down into one of the holes until it locks down in there and they don't pull out. Make for sure the top is pushed in and push down. Unlock it, and there you have it. Nice, even holes from side to side. And just to make for sure that you're punching the side of your pages that you want to punch, if you have your pages going in a special direction. And there we have all of our pages punched. It's that simple. Now, the binding, the coils that we're going to use for this one is the 3/4 of an inch coil. And what you're going to do is, now you're going to take your little spine, you're going to have it folded in half here. Your spine is going to rest on top of your pages when you put them in. Let's get the spine ready. Okay, you're going to take your coils and you're going to sit them along the side here with the little flat parts to hook it in. Then you're going to feed your pages in. I like to first start off by seeing which ones I'm going to use. I'll just take one page. And that shows me where I can cut it off for the extra coils to get them out of my way. Okay. Now you're going to feed the back of the pages in first. Okay, and continue to take from the back and feed them in. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to take your spine and feed it in. Okay, then you're just going to lift it up off of there. You're going to turn your cinch around, and on the side here there's a number system that tells you for what size. I have it already set at the 3/4 of an inch. You push it in to turn it. and it's already set at the 3/4 of an inch. You're going to take your rings and the open part of your rings here. Make for sure the back ones are centered, and you put it in below this arm here and slowly start to press down. And make for sure they're up against the back. And I always press it in and check and make for sure they're all closed. And then we're going to slide it down. Make for sure the open part here is pressed up against the back of the wall. And if you need to put it in again and give it a little bit more to make for sure they're all locked in. There we go. Now, this is how it's going to look in your book. We can move this out of the way. And this is how it's going to be in your book, like this. And these are the pages that I picked out. The paper that I'm using, the paper pack that I'm using is a K & Company paper, and it's a specialty paper called Graduation 12 by 12 paper pack. Okay. And I added a few more of my other papers in. And with the last one, I added a piece of black cardstock, and then I covered it with decorative paper, and I made pockets. Okay, and I put that at the back of the album. Now, we're going to just set this aside and we're going to work on our book.